你好，兄弟，你最近怎么样？好久不见。
你好，朋友，我最近很好，很高兴见到你。
可以先请你简短的介绍一下自己吗？
当然可以，我叫 Joseph，是一名大学生，我主攻数字媒体技术专业，但是我现在这个专业掌握的不是特别好，所以说我打算以后换个方向发展。我也对学习语言特别感兴趣，我现在正在除了学英语之外，我从小就学习英语，现在还在学习西班牙语。那 Español，我同时也对世界各国的经济、文化还有一些宗教之类的特别感兴趣。
我可以帮助你学习西班牙语。
谢谢你。
好的，你现在在哪里？
我现在在湖北省武汉市，也就是这次新冠病毒疫情爆发的地方，最开始爆发的地方。你现在在哪？你现在和你的家人在一起吗？
我的家人现在在土耳其，但是我现在在维也纳奥地利写研究生论文，但是完全没有动力。
音乐之城，维也纳。
是的。
祝你和你的家人朋友身体健康。我们两个都被学业困扰，在中国写论文对大学生来说也是一件很难的事，很多大学生都为他头疼，所以你不必担心。
我们可以说英语吗？因为我的朋友听不懂中文。
当然可以，那个中文对从来没生活在中国的人来说是很难学的，但是我相信你可以学好它。
好的，谢谢。So we can switch to English now. I'm gonna put subtitles anyway. We can start with the questions. My first question is, how is the current situation now? Our supermarkets and shops are open, and can you go to university, or you still have to take online classes?
Fine, I'll tell everything I saw. I'm sure about the cases have been controlled in most places of China, including Wuhan. And the Wuhan and a whole Hubei province are no longer in quarantine. The only threat left is someone that carried the virus but didn't show the symptoms. But the threat is much less than a month ago. The shops and supermarkets are already open, and most of the restaurants, but some public places such as cinema and nightclubs haven't been allowed to open yet. As for my university, we still have online courses, and I'm not sure when I can go back. Not just the university, all the high schools, the primary schools are still closed. We all stay at home. And I'm not sure whether I'm able to back to school this term. Maybe I could only go back in September.
The second question would be, so how was it at the beginning, and was that forbidden to go out, and how did you make it with shopping? Because as I remember, when it first happened, you were in Japan traveling with your family.
In the very beginning, I remember everything was in chaos. I was traveling in Japan that time, but still feel sad and angry about every piece of news. It's very annoyed. Such as decisions, people they refused to be sent to quarantine, and the doctors, the nurse that died from the virus. It's very sad. I think it's the darkest time in my experience. I've suffered. But we can go out or not? My answer is yes. Everybody was restricted from going out at the beginning. At the first time, only people living in Hubei province should quarantine at home. But a few days later, they extended the restrictions to whole country, and all the public areas was closed. But then government took centralized purchasing measures and delivered the food and the daily things to our home, send it to our home without going out. The food no longer delicious than normal days, but we enjoy that. We don't have to go out.
And how
They
long?
just send it.
But now you can go to supermarket and buy on your own. You don't have to deliver something.
Yes, everything become normal now.
Okay. A friend of mine, she texted me today to ask you about celebrations and weddings. She's gonna get married soon in Austria in June, but probably they're gonna postpone it. They have to make it like much later. So how is the situation there in China? Can people get married, or how about the celebrations? Is it still allowed or not allowed?
Not allowed. Everybody just could stay at home and cannot go out or parties or something. That's forbidden.
I mean now.
Now is okay. It's okay now.
How about celebrations and weddings?
I'm not sure, but I don't think there are someone have the weddings are willing to have the wedding now.
Okay, you mean even if it's allowed, people are not gonna do this? They're not gonna risk.
Yes.
Nightclubs and bars are closed as well.
Yes, they're very afraid of this virus. They're concerned about their bodies.
So the next question then, about the mask issue. Does everyone have to use mask, and how long are you still gonna use it? There was this SARS virus in 2003. That's why the people are like Chinese people have more experience how to deal with mask now. In many countries in Europe and in Turkey, people don't really know how to use the mask. For a very long time we didn't use, but now we have to use to go to supermarket and to take public transport. So my question is about this, because I know like it's not a big deal to wear a mask in Asian countries, like in Tokyo, Shanghai, Beijing, Wuhan. I mean, people are used to wear masks. Are you okay to wear mask all the time? I mean, this is my question.
To the mask, my answer is yes. Everyone couldn't go out without wearing a mask. But I could still see a few people did not wear a mask in public. My opinion is the no symptom carrier still exists. Wear a mask is still the best choice. I think I have to wear it the whole year, maybe 2 years. This virus is very scary, believe me. I got what you say about the habits in China, in Japan, in Tokyo, the big cities in Asia, the people wear a mask. I think it's because someone wear a mask because of they have a cold or other infections or something. We just thought that uncomfortable wearing is better than being infected or infecting others.
Do you still wear mask to go out now? I mean, currently.
Yes.
Next question is, are people afraid in general? What do they think now? And what does the government say about the next step? Like, what do you hear in the news? I mean, are people relieved now, relaxed, or because I know that there are not many cases anymore. There are no cases anymore. How is the current situation now? How do the people feel?
I think most people still worry about it in China. There are fewer people outdoors than before the virus broke out. We are surely want to doing something like seeing films or have parties, but we always persuaded ourselves not to do that. One more unfortunate thing, Harbin province, which next to Russia, is seen to break out the second time. But this time, I believe it won't as serious as this first time. Meanwhile, government said Wuhan is maybe the safest city in China. Governments are trying to get economy back to work, but still schools won't open soon.
Do you meet your friends?
I seldom meet friends now. We just chat in WeChat or some social apps. Mm-hmm. We didn't meet in reality.
I see. Next question is maybe my last question actually about this wet market, of course. Many people blamed Chinese to have such wet markets and for consuming wild animals, as you know. And I mean, does it make you feel sad that was a big issue in Europe, in the States, or in England. I mean, racism against Asians for consuming wild animals, because we all know that the virus originated from this wet market. And I know that it's not very common in the whole country, because many people think that all the Chinese eat such wild animals, but I know that that's not true. How was it in Wuhan? And have you been to this wet market before, where the virus in Wuhan originated? And yeah, just your opinion about this wet market, wild animal issue and consume habits in China.
I got it. Well, I feel very angry about that market. The precious Wuhan government should be blamed. The wild animals selling have existed for years, but they just ignored it. It's very crazy. They let such a hidden danger live around our city, in our life. I couldn't understand that. Yeah, it's made me very angry. I could even imagine. I haven't been there. I never been there. It's very far from my home. And the wildlife trafficking is not only hated by you guys. We all hate that. Not all the Chinese eat that things. It's only eaten by few people. I don't know why they want to sell those animals in the big city. I just think the people who eat those animals, I just want to show their superiority by eating precious wild animals, because they think just someone very rich could eat those, just like very precious animals. I think most of the Chinese hate that. We just need a stricter law to limit those activities. And some of the province in China have already did. They did a stricter law to restrict those kind of activities.
Oh, I mean, after the virus, it's something new.
Yes.
Are these animals expensive?
They're very, very precious animals.
Does everyone think that the virus was because of a bat soup? Is it true? Or what do you think? I mean, does everyone agree on that?
Well, in very beginning, everyone just angry about that wet market. They all think the virus originated in that place. I agree to that. But now we just wait to see more scientists' discovery. It may not. The experts said it may not originate in China, in Wuhan. We just wait more scientists discover this to find it out.
No one is sure. I mean, we are not sure yet.
Yeah, no one is sure.
I see. And how is the new life now? I mean, do you see a difference before the virus and after the virus? And do you think it's going to be the same like next year? I mean, is there a change? Are there big changes when you act, when you watch people? I mean, is there a huge difference in daily life?
The Chinese used to put dishes on one plate when they have meals, which may cause the spread of bacteria and the virus. But now everyone eats their own dish. Just eat their own dish. Put the dishes on their own plate.
You're not gonna share anymore. It's something very important in Chinese culture. Like you guys share.
Yeah. I think it's bad. I think it's bad in a way, and many people think it's bad. It have to be changed.
And do you think people change this, or they're gonna change?
Some people have already changed it.
I see.
Such as my family, we no longer put dishes on one plate.
I see. And do people care a lot about washing hands? I mean, is it more than before? Like, do people wash their hands much more than before?
Yes, I think it must be. We must wash hands more than before.
I see. Okay. Can you show us a bit of the city now, like how it looks like, if there are any people on the street during the daytime or in the night?
Sure. This is the avenue. And you can see that the shops and the restaurant, and some of the restaurants are open. But this is the residential area. And this is a medicine shop. Well, you can see that Although the city is no longer in danger, but people are still willing to stay at home. Now I'm standing on the same platform bridge as the daytime. You could see more cars in downtown, but this is not downtown. Now I'm on the platform bridge, and besides, here's a playground of a school. Although the city is in safety, there are not much people as the virus broke out before. You can see many cars because all the parking lots are overloaded. Almost everybody wears a mask. They all wear a mask.
I think that was all. Is there something you want to say?
Yes, I have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always dreaming about traveling all over the world, especially to some beautiful countries just like Turkey and Spain or some countries. And I have learned a bit Turkish, and I'm gonna say hepimiz kardeşiz. Türkiye'yi seviyorum.
Perfect. You are great. I hope your dream is gonna come true and you're gonna visit me in Turkey or in Austria. Thank you very much for this interview. I will.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very interesting and my friends are gonna like it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
谢谢。
不用谢。